All right, about a half hour away from here in the President of the United States, speaking in Seoul, South Korea, about North Korea. In the meantime, we can tell you right now that Democrats have two gubernatorial wins under their belt today. Certainly what's going on in Virginia with Ralph Northam winning that state's highest office. He does not have control of the legislature, though. That is split under Republican and Democratic control. New Jersey, of course, just went Democrat after 8 years of Republican rule under Chris Christie. Phil Murphy, the Goldman Sachs executive, easily beating Lieutenant Governor Kim Guadagno. With us now, former Virginia Republican Governor George Allen. Governor, very good to have you. What do you make of what happened in your state? What happened to Ed Gillespie here?
Well, it ends up the percentages are about the same as they were in the presidential race last year, obviously with a lower turnout. I first want to congratulate Ralph Northam. Being governor of Virginia is the highest honor that can be bestowed upon anybody by the people of Virginia. He won, and he should be congratulated. I also congratulate Ed Gillespie. One of the things that gets lost in campaigns are some of the good ideas, and Ed Gillespie had many really great plans to make Virginia more competitive for investment and jobs, everything from taxes, regulations, energy, agriculture, tourism, how to address the opioid crisis.
What do you think hurt him?
Well, I think Northern Virginia is very strong for the Democrats, and they came out in force in this election. And what I'm hopeful for is that the members of the General Assembly that will still be controlled by Republicans ought to look at some of the plans that Ed put forward, and I think Governor Northam can look at them as well, as good ideas that they can adopt in the legislature. And there'll be all sorts of postmortems, and there'll be all sorts of blame. And one of the things I really dislike is somebody works hard, as I know Ed and his wife Kathy did, and folks will kick somebody when they're down, and I'm just not one that'll do that. I think Ed worked hard. He tried to get his message out as best he could. Virginia's a tough state when folks are trying to nationalize it rather than on issues that matter to the people of Virginia. But I'm still optimistic and hopeful that the Virginia General Assembly will be able to make sure that Virginia becomes more competitive, especially with the states to our south.
Now, you know, Democrats are going to be crowing about this night, having failed to win all of these congressional special elections, half a dozen of them. But these are two big pickups tonight. How do you think Republicans should respond?
Well, actually, you know, New Jersey really isn't a big surprise.
Right.
And Virginia's voting apparently in about the same percentages as they did in the presidential race last year. And Hillary Clinton did win Virginia by 5 or 6% of the vote over President Trump. The thing that I think folks need to understand in campaigns that people are motivated by positive, constructive ideas that will improve their lives. And to the extent you can get campaigns focused on that, that might motivate more people to the polls and supporting a candidate. I think that Virginia, though, is a state that is somewhat of a microcosm of the country. If you look at all the different demographics, the rural areas, coal fields, urban areas in the north, ports, and so it's a state that is a battleground.
Do you think it's gone from over the last decade or so, actually more if you think about it, from red and then it went to purple, and now it seems to be safely blue the last 3 presidential elections, voting for the Democrat? I mean, is it now a blue state?
You never want to give up, Neil. I'm not wondering, you know, we just came over across the Potomac River, Larry Hogan, who won in Maryland. And I'll say, look, if you don't give up. If Larry Hogan, who's just doing a great job as a Republican governor of Maryland, which is a much more Democratic voting state, it shows that you can win. It is a message, the right candidate, right times. And Ralph Northam, though, ran some really not the negative ads, but he had good ads where, you know, where he was at VMI and he is a doctor and he was lieutenant governor, state senator. He comes from the Hampton Roads area, which is the second largest population area in Virginia.
Army veteran.
And so he was
good qualities. All right.
Yeah, he had a lot of good attributes.
All right.
The ads they ran were despicable at the end of the campaign, and I think that actually made the race even closer because I think there was a backlash against those.